Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
That's good. We have quorum. I started recording. Let's get this going. I'd like to call to order exec committee meeting Friday, February 9th, 2024 at, what is this, 1:02 p.m. Territorial acknowledgement time. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and were currently situated on occupied territories. We can start off with roll call. I'm here. Access needs are relatively just fine. Acting VP internal.
Hi, Ashley here. They, she pronouns. All my access needs are met.
Okay, VP Finance. Let me pull up the participants. VP Finance, Nada. VP UAA.
Hello, Thomas, VPOA here. Access needs are met.
Wonderfully sick. VP External. I don't think is here. No. VP Equity.
Hi everyone, pronouns are she. Oh, my name's Priyanka. My pronouns are she, her. Access needs. I have another meeting at 1:30, so if we do go that long, I can stay for quorum, but I probably would just be like on mute most of it.
Okay, sounds good. VP Events doesn't seem to be here either. Okay, let's get going. Society staff. Sindhu, not present. BD, Policy Research, no. Admin Assistant. Inside of the chat. Oh, Sindhu just joined in. That's wonderful. Very good, very good. It is time for consent agenda. Be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. I'm assuming we don't really need me to pull up the share screen for this. I'll just go straight to seeking unanimous consent. I'm receiving no dissent. I'm going to assume that this is passed. Carried unanimously. Yep, Thomas.
Oh, I was just putting it from I want to amend on the agenda. I was gonna wait to set, but yeah, I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda.
Okay, that's nice. Ashley.
Same deal. I also have an amendment I'd like to make, but you should get a mover and seconder first.
I haven't gone to the agenda part yet. I move seconder. Anyone?
Internal seconds.
Be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. Yes, Thomas. Thomas.
Just gonna post in the chat. Just want to pass money for new cards.
Oh, nice.
Let me just put it here in the business. Okay. And yeah. So should I read it out loud or
No. We won't get to that yet. New business item. Very good. You move. I would like to second. Seeking unanimous consent. Receiving no dissent, which is good. This is added on. Thomas, do you have anything else?
no, that's all.
Okay, Ashley.
Yeah, I'd like to put on two discussion items, one in camera, one not in camera. The non in camera one is titled logo change message, and the in camera one is titled Bass Common Room.
Okay. You move. I second. Seeking unanimous consent. Receiving no dissent. Very good. They are added on. Does anyone else have any amendments? This seems like a no. Then we shall get straight to it. Starting off with their new business item, purchasing of new carts. Once again, I will assume Thomas moves. I will second it, whereas there is a limited number of carts available in use in the sub, whereas there are currently no carts in the exec committee storage room for use, whereas one cart under the jurisdiction of the building team is heavily rusted and should have been retired a long time ago. Be it resolved to pass up to $1,200 for the purchasing of new carts, 2 for the exec committee, and 1 for the building team to replace the rusted one. Do we have any lists? Yes, Ashley.
Yeah, I suppose the big question I have is why does the executive team need not only 1 but 2 carts? I cannot say I've ever experienced any executive in my 2 years of being here needing a cart. I understand that we use the cart for Munchy Mondays and that it would be good to replace the rusted one that we have, which makes sense why the building team needs a new cart. But this feels like we're spending $1,000 on 2 carts that we're never going to use. I would like to speak against passing money for 2 new carts for the executive committee, as I don't think that's necessary even a little bit.
Sindhu?
Yeah, I don't know if Thomas has a direct response, but I just 2 other comments. One is we also need the line items for which these would be coming from. And also that the question about storage for each of these, because I assume they would be different.
Thomas?
Okay, the 1.2 is just I just put a general number there, just needed some sort of balance. Probably won't cost more than 600, 700, being honest, 3 cards, but just in case. The reason why is because I mean, first off, the building team only has 3 cards. 2 of them, like there's 1 good one. There's another one's kind of smaller. I mean, the other one's rusted, so we need to replace that. And then also, just only having them only having those 3 cards there. Don't want to like conflict with when execs may need to use a cart, versus when building team may need it for another purpose. That's the main reason why I want to pass this one. For line item, I guess I forgot to amend that in put from A2320 from UAA budget.
Yeah, Ashley?
Yeah, at first I was gonna comment on the fact that like if exec needs carts, we can just ask the building team to use their carts. And I can't imagine a situation where I think you said they have 3 carts, and then we buy 2 more for us. When would we ever need to be using 5 carts at the same time? But now my direct response is about pulling this money from the UAA line item because this doesn't seem like it's even remotely related to that committee's affairs. So I have questions as to your reasoning, Thomas, for all of this.
Let's
It's
try to keep
quite
things
obviously
relatively
related to
civil here.
UAA because we do Munchy Mondays. So, for instance, for Munchy Mondays, I wouldn't have to use a building team's cards. I just use the ones in the exec. Thought that was pretty straightforward. The reason why I didn't pass this in UAA is because I haven't had a meeting in a while because I haven't had a quorum and still trying to find a new meeting time. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Thomas. I'd like to just give a quick notice to everyone. Let's keep things relatively civil today. I want to keep passive aggression at a bit of a minimum. Sindhu?
Yeah, for sure. Thomas, I think the rusty one you're speaking about for the building team is actually for clubs. So that one's different. There's a newer one for the sub team that was just purchased. So I think maybe that one was in use, or if that's the one you're referring to, that one's fairly new. So I don't know if that one needs to be replaced. And for the building process, it's just the same, like if you give a day's heads up, I think that should be fine. In terms of the UAA line item, I think if it's specific to Munchy Mondays, I think we were kind of in a unique scenario this term where funding was passed through events, ECA, and through UAA when that's not really the best process. I think it was prehistorically a events committee thing. So next year, if that goes back to events, then it's still UAA spending that funding, which is not an issue. I don't think that line item is an issue per se, just to give the other execs some context. But yeah, if you can amend the agenda, but with that being said, I don't think the building team per se need a new cart, so if it's just for execs, I'm fine with that, provided that you just add in your line item.
All right, but shouldn't we replace the rusted cart still? Is that not an issue? Because when I was borrowing the other cart the other time, it was like, we need to have that one back. You don't want to use the rusted one. So why don't we just get rid of the rusted one and have a new one?
Cindy?
Great question. So technically that one's unaccounted for and it was supposed to be removed. We don't particularly give clubs access to that. We are doing it because Nancy, the building, sorry, not the building, the clubs coordinator wanted to retain that as an extra for them. It's just kind of an extra piece. So, I mean, if you want to confirm with them, that's fine. If they want that new carts, but it wasn't really meant to be shared. It wasn't a particular service that we offered. I think we keep it as like a, hey, additional nice to have. So for that one, I don't know, that would come from the operations budget, I think, and the one for staff shouldn't particularly have to come from UAA. I think we can talk to them about it, and maybe that can come from one of the staff budgets instead.
Okay, I'll just amend it for 2 cards. Execs and UAA then. Is that fine? I just do it.
All right, should it still be 1,200?
No, I'm changing it, obviously. Put it down to, I'll say 300.
Are you repasting something into the chat right now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's say you move to strike 1,200, replace it with $300 for a new cart for the executive committee. So that means, all right, allocating money for exactly 1 extra cart then. Yeah, that's about right. So then I'll second that, seeking unanimous consent. Oh, very nice, line item. Seeking unanimous consent again. Receiving no dissent, so this has been amended. So as far as the voting goes, I will also be seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please voice so inside of the chat or raise your hand. Yes, Ashley.
Internal votes against.
Internal votes against, that is noted. We have 1 against. Does anyone else wish to abstain or vote against? I'm not getting any notifications anywhere. All right, then. If that's the case, then this ought to carry by majority with 1 against. Yeah, I think that's it for that discussion time. Non-in-camera discussion first. Logo change message. Ashley, would you like to start us off? Okay, Sindhu.
Yeah, so Liam, I think you already know what this is about. So Liam drafted something for us for the logo design competition that we spoke about. We just wanted full approval from everyone. It's gonna go out from Liam on behalf of the SFSS. So we just want to make sure that it's okay with the rest of execs. So whenever you get the chance, preferably today, if you can just go through it, see if you have any concerns, and if not, we'll ask our comms team to send it off by the end of the day.
Yeah. Beforehand, I already sent it to Ilham. Ilham, sir, send it to Sindhu. Sindhu should have looked over it twice, about twice by now. Got the okay from them, but we need exec approval. And yeah, oh, the message itself also includes a jot form. If you'd like, please take a look at the formatting and wording of the jot form as well, because that is also very important. Okay, should we wait a little while for this discussion item? Or nah, I think I'm gonna move to the in-camera one in, let's say, yeah, let's say in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Yeah, Sindhu?
Yeah, just letting you know, Leon, this one doesn't have to be like a full approval because it is gonna be your name, but since it's on behalf of the SFSS, it's like execs can read it on their own time today, as long as they give us their go-ahead, it's good to go. It doesn't need the official motion to approve it.
Okay, okay. Ashley says, looks good to her. That's good to hear. We can move on it if you'd like. I don't mind getting something formal written down, especially since we're already inside. This isn't a motion in of itself. I'll see how time goes after our in-camera topic, because I will get through to that first. If there's enough time left over before 2:30, I wouldn't mind amending the rules, adding on a motion down, formally approving it then. Does that sound good to everyone? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'd like to move into go in camera for the remainder of the meeting.
Internal seconds.
Okay, internal seconds, seeking unanimous consent. I'm not getting any sort of dissent. I'm gonna pause the recording. I'd like to move to go back into X camera for the remainder of the meeting. May I get a seconder?
University.
I hear university seconds, seeking unanimous consent. And receiving no dissent. That's very good. Okay. I think I changed my mind on that amending on an extra motion earlier. I don't think it's worthwhile. I don't believe we are missing much. Oh, Priyanka has not seen the logo message yet. Okay. I will share the logo message to you. Possibly through Discord or something. Yeah, okay. I hope everyone else can see it. No, I'll just paste in the exec Discord later, it'll be fine. I'd like to move to adjourn this meeting at 1:27 p.m. May I get a seconder?
University.
Okay, I hear university seconds. Seeking unanimous consent. Receiving no dissent.